got in the house with us today a gal that stole my heart a long time ago, and it's my joy and my honor to introduce you to her. She is coming to us from Santa Fe, Texas today. Singer-Songwriter, musician, awarded entertainer, Galveston, Texas celebrity, carefree hippie chick, my good friend, Miss Britney Doyal. Welcome to the show, girl.
Thank you for having me.
Man, well, I'm glad you're here because it's been a few years and our stories have been different, but we've stayed connected.
We have, yes.
And here we are today doing something totally different.
Totally different.
All right. And the way that I like to start these shows out is with a memory. The story and style of a memory. And we're going to do things a little differently today because normally I talk about these memories. Today I'm going to let you share from your perspective. So I'm going to give you my card.
Okay.
And I want you to read your memory of Joyce.
Okay.
All right. And then I have some things that I'm going to talk about afterwards.
All right.
Okay, so here's your quoted memory. You read it to the world.
Okay, so my memory moment with Joyce is we were drawn together in a giant sea of people, and I'm forever grateful for that. You were someone that I felt comfortable with in an environment that I did not feel so comfortable in, and that is a true statement. We spoke about music, being a woman in this industry, in this world. You were positive and insightful, and bought literally a piece of all my merch that I brought for that show, which you're
Sporting it today.
wearing now. And I remember going home that evening, not thinking about the gig itself, but about the friendship that I made with you.
That took me by surprise because we did absolutely connect that day. Here, I'll take that back.
Yes, we did. Yes.
We did connect that day, and I have. So okay, you have other memories with Joyce.
Yes.
Why did that one stick out to you?
Well, that was the first time we met, and it was a big show that I got to be a part of that I wasn't expecting to be opening for Sony LaRue that day. It just all kind of came together. I was very nervous. It was my first time to the Cypress, Texas, to the barn over there, get to play on the big stage, and it was like one of the first shows that I could sell merch at. They were like, we'll have a merch table for you, bring your merch. So I had to rush an order of t-shirts like 2 days prior, like trying to get it together. And whenever you approached me, I just thought, wow, this lady knows what she's doing. And she was so kind and wanted to know about my music and where I came from and just this instant connection. And when I went home, I thought, wow, she's a writer. She liked my stuff, like, oh, that's so cool.
Okay, I have been looking forward to this part because I want to tell you my version of the same memory, of the same night.
Okay.
And I love this because this is giving that same window of time, but from two different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, in that year, that was 2021.
Right.
Okay, and I was brand new to music. I didn't know anyone.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
And I certainly didn't know any females. And so when I was a new female coming out of nowhere as an unknown, one of the things that I was looking for was other female performers and other female singers that I could learn from and that I could witness. I've never seen it. I had never been around.
Yeah.
And I remember going to that concert, Stoney LaRue was playing that night. I got excited because there was a girl on the ticket. Not so much because of Stoney. We were with a group of friends that night, and I remember getting ready, like it was before you ever started, like before the show kicked off, and I had gone into the bar to go buy a beer, and I was standing in line at the bar, and I remember looking ahead and seeing this tall-ass chick rocking this awesomely yellow hat, which is why I wore a yellow hat today.
I was wondering about that, yeah.
And I remember, because I'm a hat fan, and I remember going, oh, her hat is awesome. Holy cow. And I went back to where we were at hanging out with our friends, and I was going to tell my husband about this girl I saw with her awesome ass yellow hat. And then I glance up and you're on the freaking stage.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, that's the girl that was supposed to be on the stage. And it blew me away, and I was instantly like enchanted. I just spent the whole time just staring at you with so much admiration.
Aww.
Because you were up there and you were there by yourself and you were doing your thing on that big old giant stage, and it just made me like there was so much awesomeness to see in that moment. And when you got done with your piece, I was so excited to run over to your tent, and I was hoping that I was not gonna be looked at like I was a crazy retarded stalker person.
No.
You know, like, who's this real girl just like taking at my tent and talking and shit? Like, who was this girl?
No.
And I was so excited, and I was so thankful that you were kind to me, that you took time to talk to me, and stand in the booth and treat me like a real person. And I remember going home that night just like pumped on cloud freaking 9, high on life, because I had an up close encounter with a female freaking singer and performer.
Aw.
And I remember, and I know you're gonna remember this, like the next day, I sent you a text message and I was like, hey, would you wanna ever like make some music or do anything? And you were like, oh yeah, female empowerment, I'm all about that. Let's rock it together, sister, chick up.
Yeah.
And I was like, go. She didn't tell me to screw off, you crazy psycho. What are you texting me for?
No.
I don't know who you are, and get on my waiting list, and no. And so from that moment, you just like became an instant respectable person, because you treated people like people, and you didn't think you were better than anybody else, and your ego didn't get in the way of connecting with your audience and your fans. And I just thought that was a wonderful virtue of yours.
Aww.
And it stayed with me forever. I've always looked up to you, and I will always remember you as that mysterious yellow hat lady that just stole my heart. I was just like, you know, and so I think I wanted to tell my perspective of that night, and how much it meant for me to meet you, and how much it meant for me to be allowed to be part of your world.
Well,
and
thank you. It meant everything to me.
And for 3 years later, here we are, you know, and we live in different parts of the state, and we both live very busy lives.
Yes.
We hardly get to talk on the phone, and maybe twice a year get to see each other. And this is so special. This time is special. I feel grateful for you as a friend, and grateful that we can sit here and talk about things and talk about life together here today.
I feel the same way.
Thank you for sharing that memory.
Yeah.
High five to that.
High five.
Way to dig it. Way to dig it.
That yellow hat, I was on the fence about wearing it, but I thought, how am I going to stand out tonight?
I've got some pictures of this yellow hat. I'm going to throw them up for you guys. I've got pictures of all of this. I'll be showing y'all.
Yeah, that yellow hat. I got it at a thrift store, antique store in Galveston. And those little stars on it were actually like Mardi Gras beads.
Oh, man. Wow, that's a fun story. Man, I can't get over it. I can't get over it. Okay, well, we're going to talk about you. We're going to let the world learn about you and
Okay.
Introduce you to the world. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So, Miss Britney Doyal, you describe yourself as a person who has performed widely across the southern United States, and that Texas has always been your home at heart. But your roots stem from Southeast Missouri. So, first, we're going to talk about Missouri. Before we get there, give your friends from Missouri a shout out. Let them all know you love them and you're thinking about them.
All right. Hey, everybody from Missouri. Thanks for tuning in and watching and supporting me this whole journey.
There you go. All right. What's one thing you can find in Missouri that you can't find in Texas?
Well, I can tell you that Missouri doesn't really have mosquitoes.
That's a nice thing to not have.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Not as many as here. But there's one thing that I always enjoy when I go back to see my dad in Missouri is kettle beef. You ever heard of kettle beef?
No. See, here we are. We're at the enlightenment level.
Yes.
Tell me.
So kettle beef is like, it's like a roast almost, like a pot roast.
Okay.
But I was so surprised when I moved down here that I just didn't see it at all. And then it actually hit me my last time I was in Missouri. We went to a restaurant and it was like the special of the day. And I went, oh my gosh, I haven't had kettle beef in years.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so it's cooked, is it?
I think it's cooked in a black iron kettle.
Oh, like a Dutch oven thing?
Yeah, like
Okay.
a witch's
Like a witch's
cauldron.
pot.
Yeah. And it is like if you go to like let's see, like a rodeo or a demo derby or something like that.
Corned beef.
It's delicious. They serve it with mashed potatoes.
Do y'all call casseroles there, or do they call, like in some parts of the country, we call it casserole, they call it a hot dish?
No, it's casserole.
Still casserole there? We haven't crossed over to that different of a line.
No. Southeast Missouri.
There are people up north that literally don't know what a tamale is, and I think it's hilarious because, we're down here, everybody knows what a tamale is, and so it always slips my mind how different the cultures are from one state to the next.
They don't know what a dressed beer is up there.
Okay, so here we know that is salt and lime.
Right, yes.
And they're like with a shirt and
you
some
want
pants.
a little dress on it? Yeah.
Some pants and some shoes. Wow. All right. What's one part of Texas that has grown on you?
Let's see. I've been traveling to the hill country quite a bit. Llano is like one of my second homes. I go to Castell. My little necklace actually came out of the Llano River. It's it's an arrowhead. Yeah. So every chance I get, I try to get to the country, just because the people are so kind there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, exploring, I guess it would be West Texas is really where I've been finding some joy lately.
Yeah. Right? Is there like the geography, is it a lot different between here and there? Is that like the hilly?
The hill country, yep, and the hills, yep, and just being on the river and away from the city is what I prefer.
You're a river, not a lake.
Yeah,
you like a river lake?
I do like the river.
You're a river girl.
But I lived on the beach for so long, so I think maybe I just got a little used to that.
All right, we're coming at this one with a rapid fire round.
All right.
Ready? Rapid fire kicking off. Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
What's your go-to comfort food?
Mashed potatoes.
Oh, hell yeah. Would you rather travel to the past or the future?
To the past.
What would you visit?
Woodstock.
Woodstock! Okay, what is your pre-show ritual that gets you in the zone before you hit the stage?
I have a few rituals. I like to do my vocal warm-ups, which is just a quick 8-minute YouTube video that I watch and sing to crazily in my car. And an old recording trick that I learned working in Sugar Hill is original Lay's potato chips. So if you ever see me at a show before a stage and I got a mouthful of chips, it's because that's supposed to grease up your vocals really well.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The greats have been using it forever.
Lay's.
Yeah.
Yellow bag Lay's, huh?
Yep. Original.
Shout out, y'all weren't heard. Tip and trick from Britney. Take it. All right. Thanks for that. All right. So we're going to move on into our next round. Well, this is our first segment. We're going to do a little deep dive here. And we're talking about some things that are meaningful to you and that are important in your life.
Okay.
All right. And this segment is called Ramblin Woman. All right. People know you as that.
They do.
They do. I've got some imagery for that. We'll be sharing. All right. For the world, you're a talented singer-songwriter and performer from Texas who's been earning incredible awards such as Best of the Island Awards from Galveston.com beginning in 2018, and you took home gold in 2019, 20, and 2023. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What are some of the words you would use to describe the last 5 years of your music career?
Okay, so the last 5 years of music would be dedication, growth, learning, and let's see, travel,
Loss,
loss, yes, that would be one. Gain would be the last one.
All right. What was your most memorable live performance and what made it stand out to you?
Let's see.
Other than the Stony LaRue show because I showed up.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Let's see. I've played a lot of shows. I guess one of my greatest moments was I was opening songwriter nights. It was many people on the bill, but it was Dina Carter was the headliner. And she was in the backstage area and everybody else was playing. I think I played right before her, and I was song swapping with another girl who was from like Fort Worth.
And for those who don't know, Dina Carter was most well known for singing Strawberry Wine way back in the day. So
yes.
If you haven't heard it, go Google it, and that's what she's talking about.
So I've been listening to that song my whole life, loving every ounce of Dina Carter. And so I had the opportunity to open up for her in Galveston. And so I play with my loop pedal and then my wah-wah pedal. And so whenever I started my first song and I went out with that first wah, I saw her peek her head out the curtain. She was going,
you got her attention.
So I got Dina Carter's attention, and that was a really highlight moment for me.
Oh my gosh, right? Like,
yeah.
Just to have somebody like that has been in the game a little longer than you, or a little different of a styling than you, and it is. I mean, it's just neat to have somebody.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing something stand out.
Right.
When that happens, and
yes.
That's definitely. I hope you did like this. There you go, Brittany. Good job, girl. Good job,
I
girl.
was very happy.
Oh, yeah. Man, well, much mad respect for that. All right. Question number 2 from our Ramblin' woman. Fun fact for everybody you're going to learn about Miss Britney. You're a left-handed guitar player.
That's right.
You're a left-handed guitar player with a style of music that has a flavor all its own. And according to breakthroughguitar.com, only 1 in 10 folks classify themselves as musical lefties. So, with that being said, let's do some myth busting. What makes left-handed guitar playing so unique?
Well, I think that left-handers are unique because we're always in our right mind. They say that, your dominant hand is the opposite side of your brain that you work with the most. So that's just a joke that I tell everyone.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always in my right mind. But for me, left-handed people just kind of...
But there's differences to how you play the guitar.
Yeah.
Okay, and they get manufactured differently. They get manufactured specifically for left-handed people, but that's not your avenue.
That's not my avenue. I've never had a left-handed guitar. Mainly because I grew up around a ton of musicians who were all right-handed. So there was never a left-handed guitar at my disposal. So I learned to play it upside down. So I just play it this way. And there's quite a few of us out there like that. I've opened up for Shake Russell, and I was in the backstage area warming up, and he walked in and he goes, "You trying to play that guitar like me?" And I go, "I actually do." And so we bonded there because there's not a lot of people who play guitar like me, but there are out there, and they're the same story as me. Just not a lot of left-handed guitars available. Maybe one day I'll have one.
I know what to get you for Christmas, y'all. All right. Yeah, and you're gonna see that later. We've got some music coming up, and she's gonna show you her upside down, left-handed playing with the right-handed guitar. You gotta watch. All right, fun question for you. We're gonna dig into your brain. You ready?
Okay.
If Britney opened a restaurant named after her personal songwriting flavor, what would the name of the restaurant be?
Kind of toggling between Tide One On, which obviously would be a restaurant bar, or maybe just Crybaby, because that's just something that you don't see every day with an acoustic guitar, is a Crybaby wah pedal, and I just love throwing that flavor into these shows.
Right, there we go. We'd have to have a dish named on the menu called Crybaby.
Yeah.
You would have to have some sort of component where people would go wah.
Yeah, wah.
Like, this is hot or spicy or something. Crybaby, y'all look for it on the map. Okay, for my Ramblin' woman, you've spent most of your recent years living in an A-frame house that was nestled on the beach in Surfside, Texas. keeping it honest with a super simple lifestyle. But that changed recently. You can tell that story. In the meantime, is living the simple life all it's cracked up to be?
Okay, so I lived in Surfside for right around 3 years. I was fortunate enough to rent an A-frame right on the beach. There was 4 of them. They're no longer there because of a hurricane that came and wiped them out.
What was the name of the hurricane?
Beryl. Yeah,
Okay.
Beryl came and hit Surfside pretty hard. My next door neighbors were my lead guitar player and my bass player. And we had a band called Brand Used, and we would put on concerts to the beach, probably 4 or 5 every summer. And it was a dream to live there wake up to the beach every day.
Yeah, coffee, watching the ocean and the sunrise and the sunset.
We rode out quite a few storms there before the last one took it, and so we have a lot of memories from that. But those A-frames had been there since the 60s, I believe.
Oh, wow.
So they were
Original real estate.
Yeah, they were a landmark for Surfside for sure. So to get the opportunity to say that was my home for so long was, you pinch me because it almost doesn't even feel real.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But the simple life, yes, it is all that it's cracked up to be. I love it, you know?
Some of the things that we afford ourselves with are not available in the simple life. You just simplify everything.
You do.
We don't live in big houses. We don't have a bunch of abundance, a bunch of accumulation stuff. It's just more about what is at the disposal, all you need for right now, here and today. And that doesn't mean you don't have enough, and that doesn't mean you're lacking. It means you have everything you need and you don't have excess.
Yes.
You know, it's all that you need.
Yep.
You know, and I think, you know, some people refer to people as high maintenance and low maintenance. I just call us easy to do business with.
Yeah.
Just super easy, super easy.
Expanding the simple life, one day I want a farm.
Yeah.
I grew up on a farm, so I want a farm. I want some goats and some cattle and some horses, and one day I'll have all that.
Would you want to, okay, I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to ask you a question on that. Would you have your animals for like eggs and milk, or would you have your cow for beef?
You know, the farm that I grew up on, we actually did all the hay for the surrounding farms. So I got to go and hang out and ride horses with my best friend and go do the feed run at another farm. But I never had to do like the animal thing. Like, so I want chicken so bad. For eggs, yes.
For eggs.
Yes. And I want goats, and I would love to learn how to make cheese.
It's so.
Yes.
All the things that
all
you make
those
with goat
things.
milk.
But when it comes to
Would you name your animals? Would you name them?
yes.
See, this is me. I'm like, my husband was an FFA kid, so he had
Me too.
pigs in high school, and the first one they named, and his mom got incredibly attached, and
That's
was
hard.
having a hard time saying goodbye.
Yeah.
So when pig number 2 came, the rule was you're
Not
not allowed to name. You're not name this animal, and that would be me. Like, I feel like if I was to have a farm, I couldn't name him. I wouldn't be able to do anything with him because I would just get attached to all of them. Be like, well, I have you now, and I guess you're all just gonna be pets. Because
Yeah, I don't know how I would do with that side of things. Because I mean, we had a deep freeze, and we would barter hay. So I mean, we always had half a cow and half a pig in the deep freeze. My whole life. We
Right.
never went to the grocery store for meat. So, I mean, and it was way better than going to the grocery store.
oh yeah, sure.
But I don't know if I could actually bring myself to go, all right, get in the trailer. You're going to go to the slaughterhouse today. Like,
Yeah, no.
I don't think I could do that.
No, and with the same thing with hunting, because Kyle's a hunter, and I'm always like this. I just like he eats venison and things from our farm in Oklahoma when he harvests it. And I'm always like this. I can't be there or look at it. I can't watch it. It'll make my tummy happy later.
Yeah,
But I just can't.
I'm the same
I
way.
can't look at it. I can't be there when it happens.
I-
You do the hard part. I'll cook it, and we'll both go to bed with tummy. I don't know. So I can't be a vet either, because I'm like, I'd lose my shit every day.
Yep.
I just, animals are amazing, and I think being a farmer, I would love to see a picture of your farm one day. And I didn't know you could ride horses. I don't ride horses. I have a story. I got bucked off a horse once, which I've never gotten on one then, ever since, because now I'm scared to death of them.
Oh, I've been bumped off so many horses. I swear, my best friend would put me on a horse that she knew would buck me off and see how long I could stay on.
Oh, this sounds like some Yellowstone breaking you in Brava.
Oh yeah,
Like,
we
we're
were
gonna
training.
strap Britney to the horse, and she's not coming off until this horse is broke.
That's kind of how it would
19 hours later, you're like, I'm done.
Yeah, growing up in Missouri.
Is the what you call it? Is the kettle beef ready yet?
So good. So good.
All right, talking about beach life. Other than shells, what are some of the most interesting things you have found on the beach?
Okay, so have you ever heard of a sea bean?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Okay, so sea beans are so cool. I should have brought you one. I'll bring you one next time. So
Send me a picture and I'll flash up the sea bean pictures.
okay, so they actually they travel from the Pacific Islands and they come a long way to wash up to our shore. And
Is it an animal or what is it?
it actually
Is it a vegetable?
it's like a seed. And
Okay.
it's, they range from really small. They have a ton of different kinds. But my favorite one is the heart sea bean. And it's literally shaped like a heart. They can be as big as the size of your palm. And if you find one, they're good luck.
Good to know, but what does it do? What is it? What
It's
is a sea bean?
it's a seed pod. So it actually can grow a plant. Yeah, but it comes all the way from the Pacific Islands somewhere. And there's so many kinds. There's one called a hamburger. So it's got it looks like a little hamburger because it's got a little line that goes around it. There's like marbled looking ones that are like, that look like a tiger almost.
Wow.
There's one called a mermaid's purse. And then the heart-shaped one, there's probably about 20 different types of sea beans.
Wow.
And you have to look for them. They actually float.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're normally when a big thing of seaweed comes in, you'll find them in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll bring you one.
Sea beans.
Sea beans.
Sea beans. I'll put it in my heart collection.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some good times with good friends, making good memories. A little bit of sunshine and good vibes, yeah, that's all we need. And we ain't gonna worry, ain't in a hurry, everything is going our way. We're gonna have some good times with good friends, making good memories. Everybody's moving to the song on the radio. A little Stevie Wonder never hurt nobody's soul. Something about lawn chairs out in the warm air feels like a sacred place. Cause when we all get together, every day is a holiday. We're gonna have some good times with good friends, making good memories. A little bit of sun.
All right. It's game time.
Oh, it's game time.
It's game time.
All right.
It's game time.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, the name of this game is I've called this name of this game Gram Raid. Okay?
Okay.
So, what this is I have taken the liberty to do some deep investigating into your Instagram account.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to show you some pictures.
Okay.
You can just tell me what's going on in the pictures.
Perfect.
Sound good?
Perfect.
I'm going to pass you the phone. You don't got to show everybody else. I'm going to flash up some pictures for them to see at home. But let's talk about this guy.
Oh, the Oscar Mayer
You can take
wiener
it.
truck. The Oscar Mayer wiener truck came to Surfside at a fall festival type thing.
Timestamp that for me if you can. What year are we in?
See how big Callie is here. She's so cute.
I've actually still have yet to see an Oscar Mayer hot dog truck in real life.
No way. This is our second photo with them.
I'm not that lucky yet.
I would say this was probably about 3 years ago.
I need to look up their tour route.
So one time they were actually outside of my apartment in Galveston. She was like 3 years old then, and we got a picture then too.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been fortunate enough to see the Oscar Mayer wiener truck many times.
Funness. Okay. Next picture. Now, I like this picture in particular because, well, I know the reason why, but I'll let you tell about this memory.
Oh, I like this picture too. This picture was at the Houston Livestock Rodeo Show, and that was the coolest experience. They picked us up in a golf cart. We went all the way around. I had all my equipment.
So which stage is that called? Tell everybody what stage that is.
I can't remember.
Do you remember?
Uh-uh.
Do you remember? Okay, we'll pin it up there for you guys.
I think it was like Exhibit C. I don't know.
We'll pin it up later.
But yeah, that was such a cool show. I played 2 different performances.
And this is so cool because it's the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. This is a very, I mean, y'all know what that is. And they make, I mean, there are so many artists that apply and not everybody gets selected. So getting to go to that is a very awesome experience.
Yes, getting to go to that was a great experience.
Oh yeah. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Okay, next one. My artistic eye couldn't help but ask.
Okay, so this is the Graffiti Bridge, and it is in Florida, and it's famous. So whenever we were taking the scenic route, I think
Give us a year if you can.
Let's say 2021, I think.
You're looking at me like I was with you. I'm like, whatever you say works for me.
Yeah, I was on a road trip and I played some shows in Pensacola. I actually joined this same road trip. I joined the Pensacola Blues Society.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so
Was that part of the plan for that trip?
No.
I feel it's an impulsive thing.
And this was impulsive, this route itself that we ended up passing this. I remember reading about it and then I was like, let's just get off the highway and take the coastal route. And then when we found it, I said, oh my gosh, we have to stop.
That's an extended amount of graffiti and I love it.
Yep.
Like an entire, I mean, that's a lot. Looks like we've been layering on that for years. Layering it on. All right. Next picture. Ready?
Oh, yes. I love sunflowers.
Mm-hmm.
Sunflowers are my thing.
Mm-hmm.
This one was probably 9 feet tall.
Did you grow that?
No, my best friend, one of my really good friends, Paula, she grew it. She grows them every year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never seen a sunflower that tall. That's pretty much the tallest one I've ever seen.
Us too. Yes, that's why we have to take a picture. And
that is taller than you are.
I got my little van in the back of that too. That's awesome.
I love the van.
Oh, I love that photo.
We'll have to show you a picture of the van.
Yes, which I'm actually going to be, I camped in it a couple weekends ago and I'm going to say goodbye to it, I think.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah, she'll be listed for sale.
Well, y'all watch when it comes up for sale and y'all can buy Britney Doyal's van. Okay. This one looks really fun and exciting. I love the expression on your face.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh. So this picture is from 2017 and I had just won Best New Artist for the SLM Music Awards and they were being held at Scout Bar in Houston. The man next to me was a dear friend of mine. His name was Doc Rock Stevens. He is a promoter. He actually booked me so many venues, but particularly what I remember about Doc was he booked me for the Houston Astros.
Wow.
Several times I played either before a baseball game or in between or after, and that is just he was a great man. He recently passed away.
Sounds like you're talking about him in the past tense, so
yeah.
Tell me a story, yeah?
He recently passed away through everything that went with COVID, but my goodness, he did so many great things for artists, including putting me in a dreamland of Minute Maid.
Shut up, girl. What's up, dude?
Love you, Doc. Yeah, Doc Rock.
Very cool. And how you look very so proud of yourself, and he looks very proud of you too.
I wonder where that trophy is.
Now that you bring it up. Okay, this is I just, I can't help myself. Ready? I'm just gonna go right to it.
Oh, yes. Oh, my princess. I'll never forget that day. I was playing at House of Blues, and I was in the restaurant restaurant stage, and she just ran up on stage and grabbed my leg in the middle of a song. Oh gosh, to have her there. We were both in blue dresses. We both had blue shoes on. Oh, she was so little then.
She is looking like she is just, I can't tell if she's in love with her mommy or grabbing mommy because she wants to be with mommy because mommy's on stage and she's not with mommy on stage.
Yeah.
So I can't tell.
She wanted to be on stage, I think, because even afterwards she just kind of danced up there for a little while. Oh, she's so little there.
Yeah, y'all are just adorable. Okay, this is a fun picture, so let's just talk about this one.
Oh yeah, so that's in Surfside. This was my bass player in the band, Brand New's, had this it's like a 1940s Volkswagen dune buggy. And we got to ride it in a few times on the beach, hanging out. Eventually, the beach took it though.
Oh!
Yeah. Eventually, she ended up resting out. But I think he still has her, so maybe he'll restore her one day.
We're gonna make a very cool flower arrangement, just beach art.
Some beach art. Oh, that dune buggy was so much fun. Yes.
I can feel the dirt blowing in my face all over again. Okay, so you are known for a little blue suitcase.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the little blue suitcase so the whole world can see this little blue suitcase. And then I want you to tell me the story about how Britney decided she was gonna start traveling with a little blue suitcase that goes everywhere she goes.
So this little blue suitcase was this one. I'm actually on Blue 2.0 right now. This one has so many stickers all over it. It actually was stolen out of the back of my truck on Thanksgiving Day.
That sucks.
So my dad, who knew that suitcase meant so much to me, the suitcase was actually my grandmother's, and my grandmother, it was a gift from her parents when she went to college. And
You got something else with your grandmother today.
I do,
You're
yes.
carrying your grandmother.
I have my vintage belts today.
Hey, now here's what I want to do. Before you finish that, I want you to hop up out of your chair and I want you to go show your audience here, right here in this camera here. That thing.
Oh, this thing.
That.
So this was my grandmother's. This was my grandfather's. And so I have a little piece of both of them today. This is actually an old lighter holder. So
That's so cool.
And what's crazy is that a lighter actually doesn't fit in it today. So like lighters today are different size than I guess what they used to be.
Fun fact.
Yeah. So back to the suitcase. My dad, after that one was stolen, which broke my heart because it meant everything to me. The reason why I started carrying it was I had a dream that I was walking down the Strand and I had a suitcase full of money. And I woke up going, what an awesome dream. I wonder where that suitcase came from. A couple weeks later, my grandma said, here, I want you to have this suitcase. And so then a couple weeks later, I had a show and my dream came true. I made a bunch of tips and I was walking down the Strand with a suitcase full of money.
Man, what a fun story.
Yes. And so then
I've been going with you to every show after that too.
This particular suitcase was with me in Puerto Rico when I performed, in Mexico when I performed. It's held guitar cables, money, 6-pack of beer. It's clothes, overnight clothes. I mean, it's held everything. Yes. Yeah. And so after this one was stolen, my dad tracked down one identical to it. It was like at some antique store in like Wisconsin or something, and he surprised me with a new suitcase. So
Blue 2.0, is that what the name is?
Blue 2.0, yeah. She doesn't have as many stickers.
I was about to say, is the sticker collection getting up there?
It's getting better, yeah.
All right. And these are just for fun. And you'll recognize this one as soon as I show it to you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is the day.
That's from the barn day.
That's the day we met.
Oh my gosh. You know, I was shaking nervous so bad that when I hit the mic stand, the whole mic was shaking because my foot was shaking because I had my foot on the mic.
Oh my God. Bless your heart. And then there you are in your merch booth.
Yeah, there it is. That was my first round of t-shirts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got the one in the yellow and I've got the one in green. I love them all. I love them both. And then Flash forward another time, and then here's another.
There's another one from the barn.
Oh,
Yes.
Barn Overeny. That was the first time we went and actually sung on stage together that night.
Yes,
We were in the
did.
parking lot taking a cigarette break in between, and I said, "You're like, you're gonna come up there?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then we'd like did a Chris Stapleton
Yep,
song.
I remember.
Probably Leave.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you had liked the way that I had styled it.
Yep.
And so we went and did it together, just kind of off the fly.
Yeah, we did.
And
I think there's a video of that.
yeah, there is.
Yeah. I love it.
There is a video of that. All right, did that go okay?
That went great.
Picture's not too shocking. You did a great job explaining them.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's good.
All right, we're gonna end there. You guys, that was round 1 with Miss Britney Doyal. Stick around. We got another round of fun coming up after this quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Britney Doyal.
Till I see your face again, baby, I need a friend to drive me home. How long will it be till I see you smile again? My whole world's adding that I keep pushing for. Give you space, give you time if that's what you have in mind. But baby, this so hard of mine can't wait that long. We're somewhere in between, nowhere in a fantasy. Which way will this road lead? Well, I just don't know. 'Cause that devil's in the details. Don't act like you couldn't tell that I love you. Well, that devil's in the details, and you didn't show it well. Now we're through, but I still cry sometimes, missing you. Yes, that devil's in the details. Don't act like you couldn't tell that I love you. Well, that devil's in the details, and you didn't show it well. Now we're through, and I still cry sometimes, missing you. Till I see your face again, baby, I need a friend to drive me home.
We're back for another round. More Britney Doyal. More Britney Doyal fun. Are you ready, Britney?
I'm ready.
Okay, this segment we're going to be talking about momming and music. Folks who are fans of yours and who have been to see your shows have gotten the privilege of seeing a very special guest come on stage with you to perform. So tell the world who that special guest is in case they haven't been to your shows yet.
So my special guest is my daughter. Her name is Callie. Hi, Callie. She is 10 years old. She has been performing with me on stage since probably that House of Blues picture.
Wow.
Whenever she danced on stage. She does sing songs with me, probably, I would say, starting at like 5 years old was whenever she first started to come on stage to sing.
And tell the world her favorite song to sing on stage.
Well, she's got a few favorites, but her number one go-to is Zombie.
I knew it! That's what I was hoping you would say.
Yeah.
I've seen her perform Zombie before, and it's so cute. And she's got the cutest personality on stage, too.
She does.
It's like, she doesn't understand that there's a stage.
Yeah, she has no fear.
Yeah, she's just fearless.
Yeah, she is.
She's just, and like, she's gotten to watch you her whole life, and you've shown her how successful you are and how brave you are and how courageous you are every time you go up there. And I think it's just something that has rubbed off on her, but she is so free-spirited and like fearless.
She is. She's got original music that she's wrote already. I mean, when she was 3 weeks old, I wrote her a song. Just because I was a new mom and it was a whole new feeling that I never experienced before. And she was cooing in key while I was playing that song.
Oh, so she had some relative pitch right out the gate.
Right out the gate. Yeah, she's gonna be something.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna show the world some more of her. She's gonna be around for a while.
Yeah, she is.
So what was her age when she first went on stage with you?
Probably singing about 5 years old.
Wow. Man, that's so young.
Whenever.
I can't even. All right. How old were you when you first performed on stage?
I was about 17. Yeah.
Okay. Can we talk about this already? Like.
Yes.
Okay. So you're 17 when you first go on, which is still very young. That's still very young person. Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, like, imagine when she is 17.
Oh, she's gonna.
Thinking back to. I was 5, and by the time she gets 17, that's 12 years worth of exposure.
Oh yeah.
Putting her feet flat on a stage already.
Yeah, she'll be a professional by the time she's 17.
That's what I'm saying. By the time she's 17, she's gonna have it's gonna be second nature to her. Mm-hmm. I really hope to see her come to stage one day. That's gonna be like, I just hope for my own greedy, selfish sake, I get to see her come to stage one day.
Yeah.
All right. More about Mama and music. A lot of people admire you for your carefree, positive attitude, including myself, and your optimistic outlook on life. Good for everyone. So, to the folks out there who think it's easy being you, what would you say is the most challenging part about Britney Doyal's life today?
Well, every day is a challenge, but every day is a blessing as well. So, it's easy to get lost in the hustle bustle of, I've got to book these shows, I need to promote them, I need to go to the grocery store, I have to be a mom, I need to do laundry, we have to read tonight, or we've got this homework or this project due. But really, to keep the positive aspect of things, I listen to positive affirmations every single day. Every single day. Normally first thing in the morning, because your morning sets your mood. So
yeah, for sure. What's one of those affirmations that you get, like your favorite one to tell yourself that you sign like most going back to?
I think the biggest one that resonates with me is I am worthy. I'm worthy of all these good things that are coming to me. Sometimes artists especially, we are our own worst critics. So
for sure.
So just, you are worthy,
For sure, yeah. One that comes to my mind, I actually have it taped up on my mirror in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just so I don't forget it. And it's super simple, but it's for us to say to ourselves. And it says, I hear you, and I'm listening. Because oftentimes I feel like we get so caught up in the physicality of life that we lose touch with our internal, invisible side that is part of our duality. And I think a lot of times we get so hung up in the physicality of life that we just don't hear those voices. We don't hear the cries of our heart. We don't hear the needs, the things, the desires of our heart.
Yeah.
Those ones that try to help us course correct, that try to help us reevaluate and branch off into something that's better for us.
Yes.
And so that's mine, is I hear you and I'm listening. That means I'm willing to make the change where I feel the change needs to be made.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good
I'm willing to acknowledge what I feel on my heart. And the other thing I like to say too is when you have a big accomplishment, you'll always hear people say, pat yourself on the back. We talked about that a second ago, like pat yourself on the back, but I think there's 2 other places that people need to pat themselves that are really important. And to physically pat yourself. One is the back for just doing a good ass job.
Yeah.
And you can't always wait around for somebody to do that. You just sit there and do that shit your damn self. Pat your damn self on the back. The other place is right here on the gut, for the bravery it took to get you through and to do what you were doing. You pat that gut of yours.
Yeah.
You pat that gut. You listen to your intuition. You listen to that gut. Pat your gut.
I'm a believer in that too.
Right? And then you got to pat your heart for following that calling, that instinct, that intuitive nature of yours, that soft-hearted desire.
Yep.
You know, and so when you make a choice, you are actually doing it for 3 reasons, you know, and you deserve to pat yourself in 3 places: on the back, on the gut, and on the heart. Don't forget the other 2. Don't stop here. You got to do this one and this one too.
I like that.
All 3 got it. It's a systematic approach, right? Affirmations are good. All right. Can you describe a moment when everything went wrong during a live show?
Well, it actually happens more than you would think. Just recently, at one of my recent shows over the weekend.
We love these stories. We love these stories. These are real stories.
Yes, so I'm playing, and I've got, you know, my loop and my crybaby wah pedal, and the stage is just kind of a chord mess this past weekend, and everybody is just listening with open ears, looking. I mean, I'm in the spotlight, and when I mean spotlight, they actually had like these giant lights that were really hot. I was sweating and everything else, but
double deodorant dose that day.
So I'm playing, and I realized that I had lost my guitar, and I felt
your guitar.
Like I lost the sound, you know.
Oh.
So the sound went away. I'm still playing, and I'm going, that's strange. And so at that moment, I looked down and I realized that my cord, my 1/4-inch cord that goes from my wah pedal to my guitar, came unplugged just a little bit. And so, and I'm very proud of myself for this, but mid-performance, I went bam with my foot and kicked it back in, and no one even knew.
Hell yeah, girl. Was that a with shoe or without shoe kick?
That was a with shoe kick. With these very shoes.
Because you're a barefoot performer too.
I am, yeah.
It's just about making yourself at home. So hell yeah, kicked up there and
kicked it back in.
Didn't let life get to you.
I guess that's the main thing in live performance, is that there's always going to be something that happens. Break a string, you go out of tune, you kick your guitar out of the cord, out of the plug-in. Like, there's always going to be something, but you just have to keep going, because there's a lot of people that may not even notice.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. You know, the fitting of the word or whatever, like, it's fine.
I do have to tell you a funny story.
Do it. Go ahead.
So also this past weekend, we were talking about whenever you sing sometimes and you may be lost in the song, in the lyric, thinking about the next word, you may like just kind of marble mouth is what I call it. Marble mouth the lyrics, you know? So I was playing Hand in Pocket by Alanis Morissette.
This is like where you make sounds that sound like the tone, but the words aren't really there.
Yes.
You're just like,
yeah. And we were talking
give me
about
the sensation of some lyrics.
Yeah. So how it happens sometimes, and we were just laughing about
Marble mouthing.
it. Marble mouth it. And so I went in to play the next set, and once again everyone's captivated. I'm playing this Alanis Morissette song, and the part where it goes, "Everything's gonna be fine, fine, fine." That part. Well, there's also "Everything's gonna be quite all right." So somehow I mixed all those together, and I went blah 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 blah, and everybody laughed. I mean, it was just so funny. I ended up like hiding behind my guitar in shame afterwards, because I just couldn't believe. I really dug into it. I just went,
You're like,
blah blah blah.
you're like, if I'm going out, I'm going out style.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
giving it my all.
It was pretty funny, yes. I told him I blamed it on that left-handed cigarette they brought to the stage the song prior.
Right, there you go. That's the blah, blah, blahs. So for you aspiring singers and performers out there, don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's going to be all right.
It's okay to marble
nothing to shame
mouth.
yourself. Yeah, it's okay to marble mouth. We've all done it. The best have done it. Okay, last question about mom and music. As a woman in her 30s, working full-time, in the live music biz, what challenges in securing a professional performance opportunity, if any, do you feel there are between women and men in the music business today?
Well, there's a ton. And I deal with it kind of on a daily basis.
And tell us in what ways.
Well, recently I was working with someone who said to me after my performance, wow, I had no idea you were going to be that good. I just thought you were with another girl with a guitar, you know? And I
underestimated you.
Ouch, you know? Like,
yeah.
What does that even mean? Like, just another girl with a guitar. Like, that statement just rubbed me the wrong way.
Sure,
But that happens all the time.
Yeah.
I was also, I won't name drop anyone, but I was at a studio and it was after hours and everyone was just kind of partying and hanging out, and the guy goes to me, so where do you see yourself? And I go, well, I see myself making music. That's who I am. And he said, well, you know, you'd probably be a lot farther along in your career if you could get on your knees every once in a while.
Oh, no, sir.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Oh, my God.
And I just said, well, that's not me, and my name's Britney.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, what do they think we're going to do? Like, okay, if you say so, excuse me while I drop down on my knees.
Well, I think that maybe that's how some people do business.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
But not me.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's, thanks for sharing that.
So that has been, I mean, it's still an issue today. People think because you're a woman, you're not as valuable as a man in this industry. Mm-hmm. And people ask me, do you need help loading your equipment? No. I can do this all by myself.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gender discrimination and inequality. It's very real. I mean, and you kind of wouldn't, people might not think it if they're not in the biz, because there seems to be a leveraging balance of women and male songs. You know, you see a pretty good balance of female vocalists and male vocalists. It's not, you know, too much one or the other. But it is very real, and I've experienced it too. Mm-hmm. One of my experiences was actually, it was for an opportunity that was one like I had never had before. It would have been a first, and it would have been a very nice thing to put on my resume. And I made it through the interview process for this performance, and everything seemed good to go, you know. But in the callback, the reason I didn't get the job was because I was a girl, and that was the answer. And the answer was, well, I'm working with a lot of old bikers and hippies, and you know, they just don't want a girl. I was like, but you knew my gender before you had me come out to this interview, you know, and I was concerned it was like a money thing.
Yeah.
They're like, no, the money's not even a problem. You know, there's more in the budget, so it really was not an issue.
It's all because
it's just because you were a girl. And I'm going, well, what do they think I'm going to do? Like, what are they afraid I'm going to do wrong or not do right? And what do they think a guy can do better than me? You know, I even sing male songs. If that's what you're worried about, you think I'm going to worry about presenting something, you know, like, so it is weird. And then, yeah, I mean, it is very weird. Just one time, I got off stage at a show. It was during the break, and I'm sure you do the same thing. You go and talk to your guests, you say hi to your crowd, and you know, you get in there. You do the thing, shake the hands, take a picture with your fans. And I was approaching a table once, you know, hey, how are everybody doing tonight? Everybody having so much fun? Everybody having a good time?
Yeah.
And one of the guys at the table, who I didn't know, he was just a guest at the places, and he goes, yeah. He goes, everything's great, but next time you go back up stage, you should wear less clothes.
Oh yeah, those things all the time. Those little comments all the time.
I'm like, you're gross. You're just so tacky. That's just, you know. So it is real, and it's, you know, I look forward to talking to a guy and getting their perspective on the same question, you know. And where you see, you know, what do you think about the same thing, you know, from women, you know, because I'm sure men probably think we use our physicality to our advantage a lot, or, you know, get on our knees to get jobs, you know, like there's a whole bunch, but it's just so, it is real, you know.
It is real.
And I think that art is art, and talent is talent, and what's between your legs doesn't matter.
Yep.
Age and stuff doesn't matter. I think art is art, talent is talent, delivery is delivery, you know. And everybody should feel empowered and motivated to go up there and express themselves.
Yep. Without
fear of, you're a girl.
I hear that all the time. Not bad for a girl.
That's so, like, what did you think we were going to do? All right. So what's the most unexpected thing you've learned about the music industry from behind the scenes?
Okay, unexpected thing that I have learned. I guess it would be how much work goes into the job that's not on stage.
Yeah.
So
You hear a lot of people say, I get paid for setting up and tearing down,
That's
not for
right.
my performance.
yeah,
because
the
it's-
performance I do for free because
I
I
do-
love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's the actually I'll tell you from being raised in Missouri and just playing my guitar around campfires and stuff. When I first moved to Houston, when I went to a bar and saw that live music was a thing, it was almost like culture shock for me because I didn't know that people did that.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that's when I became a roadie. When I was freshly 21, I became a roadie for a local band here in Houston, and I started learning how an amplifier works, or a mixer, a soundboard works, or how to do all this stuff. And that really gave me the backbone to, okay, I'm gonna go buy me a little cheap PA and see if I can figure it out. So yeah.
Wow. That's so crazy. Okay, we are done talking about mama and music, which leads us to game number 2.
Game time.
Game number 2. All right. Surprise, surprise, surprise of the day. You ready to have some fun?
I'm ready to have some fun.
You ready to have some fun? All right. This game is called Life Sound Effects.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, so here's how you play. I'm going to give you 6 scenarios, and you get to recreate the scenarios using only sound effects that you make with your mouth.
Okay. Better get some water for that.
Okay, all right. So, morning alarm goes off.
Well, my alarm is different, but I guess the traditional alarm would be like meep, 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 meep.
Okay, trying to open a stubborn jar. Walking into a room and forgetting why. Okay, dropping your giant metal tumbler cup. The one that just rolls and bounces and bounces and bounces and bounces.
Ka-ching, 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 ding, 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 ding.
Okay, trying to parallel park.
I don't do that very well, so.
So how do you sound when you're trying to parallel park?
Nope. Yep.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
All right, number 6. A really cool guitar riff.
It's my own song.
Congratulations! All right, we just finished up a really funny game. I hope you were here to catch it. Stick around. We'll be back in just a shake for our last and final round, and then we've got some more surprises coming up. Don't go anywhere. Woo-hoo. Round 3 with Miss Britney Doyal. Here we are. For the win, for the long haul, and for our final thoughts. We're going to be talking about your proudest moments and your newest ventures. You have a long list of industry achievements, and they are all definitely very brag-worthy, but I'd like to talk with you about what's going on now, what's brand new in Britney's world.
Okay.
So tell everybody about the Galveston Guitar Lounge Music Co-op. Tell them all what that is.
Okay, so I just partnered with the Galveston Guitar Lounge, which is the local music store in Galveston. It's on 26th and Avenue P. And so what we are doing there is we are hosting a once a month event that we get a songwriter to come in, and we do, it's really extraordinary because it's going to be an intimate setting. So we're only having about 30 to 40 reserved seats. Your reservation includes dinner, but then the format of the show is the co-op, the music co-op. So we have also partnered with some local companies, and we are just trying to highlight local. And so that includes local music. And so our first event went wonderful. We're working on the upcoming ones. We're already booked out for a few months. The first one sold out, and so the perception from the community has been really good so far.
Awesome.
And so the format is you get there around 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday, and we do what it's called like a meet and greet. So and you're going to be sitting next to someone that you may have never met before, because we have the tables, they're about 4 to 6 per table. So you get to meet your community first from like 5 to 6. And then at 6 o'clock, normally we'll do a quick interview with me and the artist, where I'll be the host. So our featured artists will just ask a few questions about what's going on in their life, what got them to that point. And then we also do a live audience Q&A. So they'll do...
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, 4 or 5 questions from the audience to the artist. And then after that's over, it kicks off the artist hour. Okay. So where the artist will play 45 minutes to an hour of original music, and then also explain the stories behind the songs. So that's something that you wouldn't normally get at a regular show, you know. And so after that's over, we do a little intermission where you can get an autograph from the person or just talk to them and hang out. And then I close the show with 3 or 4 original songs.
All right, so tell everybody where they can find information about Music Co-op.
Galveston Music Co-op is going to be either at the Galveston Guitar Lounge. You can come in the shop. I've actually been working at the shop throughout the week, so if you want to come talk to me there, that's where I'll be. Or you can talk to Glenn, who is the owner of the Guitar Lounge, or you can visit our website at galvestonmusiccoop.com.
Cool. All right, tickets are available there?
Tickets right now are available there, and then also at the in-person or at galvestonguitarlounge.com.
All right, so if you're an artist and you want to sign up for this, how do they do that?
Well, we have a team of people for booking. We're working on an artist inquiry form. So if you are interested in there, you'll just go to our website and look for that form.
Okay, very cool. Good to do. Galveston Guitar Lounge Music Co-op, everybody, go check it out. Being hosted by the amazing, beautifully, and talented Miss Britney Doyal. Moving on to question number 2, we're going to talk about how you quote yourself and one of the ways you have done so. I truly believe my greatest achievement are the words and music I create within my songs.
Yes.
All right, so tell me, as a songwriter, where do you get most of your inspiration from? Where do you find yourself drawing it from?
Well, I draw inspiration from everyday life. I draw it from people telling stories, maybe a little one-liner here and there. I like to read, so I also draw inspirations from books that I have read, and it could really be anything that triggers that little glimpse of inspiration that turns something into a song.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So how many songs would you say, without being too specific, are written about your personal life or a personal story?
Probably every single one.
There you go.
Because I find a way to relate myself to these songs, you know, so every single one has a little piece of me somewhere in it.
That's so awesome. I mean, it's how you get to express yourself and tell your story through lyric.
Yes.
You know? And then I think it's a cool craft, because then people get to interpret that.
That's why I think we connect so well, because before music came into my life, words were always there. And I loved poetry. I can remember listening to some old cassettes in my dad's truck and not even hearing the guitar or the drums, or not even hearing that. I've always been drawn to lyrics first, so because words hold so much meaning, and they are my love. So
yeah. Words are, I mean, yeah, hard to put a definition on the word, but they do talk and they do tell, and we use words a lot. One final question: how does Britney define success for herself? And has that definition changed over time?
So I used to define success as, in the music business, I am paying the bills while playing the bills. That's how I would say it.
Okay.
But now that has changed, because Success to me is just I'm rich in so many ways, through friendships, through music, through connections, through seeing a bird fly by that I enjoyed seeing. Like, so success to me is just about enjoying the day, every day.
Yeah. Word and heard. Duly noted, and that's good advice. Good advice. And on that note, congratulations.
Woo!
Congratulations. You've made it through all 3 rounds. And you're going to sign your name on the JBTM Wall of Fame.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. You ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. I'm going to hand you the marker. And you can pick anywhere you like on the wall.
I think I'll just go right where I was sitting right here.
Get after. It's official. It is official. That's not it, everybody. Up next, we've got an amazing live music performance coming up that you do not want to miss. But before we head over to the JBTM studio for a live music performance, I want you to do one more thing for me. You ready?
Yes.
I want you to look at that camera right there, and I want you to tell them what your name is. I want you to tell them what they've been watching, and I want you to give them all one free, friendly piece of advice that they can leave with today.
Hey everybody, my name is Britney Doyal, and you've been watching On Air with Joyce Behind The Mic show. My one piece of advice is don't litter.
You heard it. Don't litter. Don't litter. Congratulations, girl.
Thanks, Joyce. I love you.
We'll see you around. I love you too. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Britney Doyal.
Well, yesterday don't mean nothing. You've been coming at me all wrong, acting like I owe you something. Well, honey, I'm as good as gone now. So watch me walk, 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 walk away.